You must be my contact. Pleased to meet you, finally. We've been corresponding for about 5 months now. My name's Tyvan. My friends have taken to calling me Alverith. You're well-mannered, and a human nonetheless. Not a lot of you on Zealand. It's been around 8 months my friends and I have been in the territories. Hate to say it, but I'm personally responsible for all the ills going on here. And not only do I want to get out of here, I also feel pretty horrible that I let Governor Kerr rise to power. Yeah, the force field around the Isles, that was us. Governor Kerr used me. Said that if I unlocked a mechanism in an ancient city, we could prevent the return of, you know who. You have the blueprints to the fortress. Good. I'm not gonna ask where you got these. I'm just quite glad to have them finally. Thank you. I know you and your people, as well as others, have suffered because of what's happened. I'm sorry. A month from now, we'll be staging an invasion of the final island, Levadi. Your actions have helped us, and the people of the territories, so thank you. You have really proven to be an invaluable asset. Your information has saved a lot of people. You know you're a damn hero, right? You never really did tell me your name. You only really used that weird pseudonym of yours during our correspondence. I take it you're not some ordinary civilian. Are you some kind of spy working for Drossenberg? Maybe you're with the Argent Veil, or some other third weird secret society. Whoever or whatever you are, you have been essential to our plans to get that crown. Maybe stop the world from ending too. Your request to meet me in person is pretty flattering. At first I thought I was walking into a trap set by Kerr. Oh, I know. You're one of my admirers, back from my academy days. Anyway, as a token of my appreciation, you can order whatever the hell you like. Trust me, I can afford it. How'd I make so much money, you ask? I've been on a journey from Slimeth to Ermilia to Pelagus and Calivor. Now I'm in the territories. I've made said journey over the course of 4.5 years. In between guarding a duchess, stopping cults, retrieving stolen artifacts, and protecting mining hamlets from delusional revolutionaries, people have asked for help with things like monster hunting, bounties, rescuing cats from trees. All pays well in of itself. But you want to know the real trick? Let's just say I am quite good at liar's dice. No, I'm not hungry or thirsty at the moment. Thanks for asking, though. Let me guess. You want to hear about our little adventures? Feels like just yesterday I left Kestrel's Roost. Tell you what do you want to hear about? My companions. What a topic. Where do I even start? Alright, let's go from smallest to tallest. Where he'll sulk if he thinks I forgot him. Valdel J. Underblossom. A resident genius, engineer, and what was Franziska's term? It's the tip of my tongue. Little mouse. Don't let the nickname fool you. One of the bravest damn people I know. Halfling. About, this tall. You'd probably mistake him for a university student who got lost on the way to a lecture. Pretty face. Hair always a bit untidy. Ink on his fingers from whatever the heck he's been tinkering with. And then he picks up that ridiculous gun he's built. And suddenly he's mowing down monsters in the trenches like it's just another experiment. He used to idolize Professor Lixwhite from afar. Spent years cramming his little head full of books just to follow in the old man's footsteps. Then he threw it all away. just to join the Adventurers Guild in Kestrel's Roost because, quote, "Oh, Alverith Tyvan, it seemed interesting." That's Voldo for you. Too smart to stay home. Too stubborn to be sensible. He pretends he doesn't care what anyone thinks, but he does. A lot. He's got a big heart. He's always trying to prove that being a halfling doesn't make him fragile. I've seen him hold the line when he was shaking so badly, the sight of his pistol rattled. Kid still didn't miss. So, you want to know who keeps us alive? Maruska Miryanova, our medic, our mage, our conscience. Most days. She's a fawn from Dubovka. Soft voice, softer smile, and enough raw magic in her blood to turn half a battlefield into a crater if she ever stopped holding back. She swore an oath never to take a sapient life. I've seen her cling to that oath when anyone else would have given in and burned everything around them. Maruska makes the worst tea you'll ever taste. But it'll fix you. Break a rib, get mauled by something with too many damn teeth. Inhale some necromancer's fumes. She'll patch you up, and then scold you for being careless while she knits by the fire. She fusses over us like a stern older sister, or just a very judgmental aunt. She and Vodal are nearly inseparable. You know, they tried the whole romance thing once. It was a disaster. It didn't stick. Thank the gods. It'd be like watching two siblings flirt. Now she just smacks him on the arm when he forgets to eat, and drags him away from his workbench when he hasn't slept. And when she thinks no one's looking, she goes somewhere quiet and does these weird little rituals to keep herself in check. I've caught a glimpse. She's terrified of becoming a monster. Though she's probably the kindest soul in our whole sorry lot. Next tallest, let's see. Of course, Franziska. Franziska Maritzi Mathilde Hyson. That's a name that should come with a warning label. Yeah, she's a Jatzenbergian. They've got funny names. From Clan Dreifig. Sniper. Bounty huntress. Duelist. Professional menace. That girl looks like she stepped out of some romantic adventure novel. Perfect hair. Violet eyes. Long coat. Rifle tucked under her arm. An expression that says she's already judged you and has found you wanting. She was hired help to defend Kestrel's Roost back when we first met. I thought she was completely insufferable. She thought I was arrogant. We were both correct. Franziska calls me Alfdrak, Elven Servant, which is both an insult and, unfortunately, fairly accurate. She'll tease Valdel until he wants the ground to swallow him. Calls Maruska Stitch Witch. She pretends Sharaget is some lumbering oaf, even though she'd stand between her and a firing squad without hesitation. Franny fights like a ghost. One moment, she's nowhere. The next, there's a corpse on the ground at the neat little bullet hole where it hurts the most. You know, she trained me, after a fashion. Shot my ego full of holes first, then fixed my form. You know, I owe a great deal of my survival to her lessons. But I'd rather chew glass and say that to her face. She'd never let me hear the end of it. But, you know, under all that sarcasm, she lost her mother to madness. Her brother, taken by plague. And an animal of a mentor who turned into the kind of monster she used to hunt. If it's not clear, I don't like the guy. No one hurts my... Sorry. I'm not blushing. Let's, move on, shall we? Yeah, next tallest. one of the kitty cats. There's, Thule. She's complicated. Blind girl from Waitaka, or so she thought. Half something. Claws and tail like a Dratzenbergian, but her roots go a heck of a lot deeper than that. This group, not sure if you've heard of them, the Congregation of Tearsite. They stole her life away before she even had a chance to live it, and they molded her into an assassin. She can't see the way you or I can, but she perceives outlines. Auras. The shape of your soul more than the shape of your face. She moves like smoke. Here in one heartbeat, gone the next. Teleporting with that sword of hers whirling through the air, as if someone else is guiding it. We'll be honest with you. Thule has killed more people than the rest of us combined. That's just the truth of it. Sharaget and Franziska haven't forgiven her. I don't blame them for that. But I've also seen her sit up all night outside Maruska's tent, clutching some little trinket like a child with a toy, asking us quietly if she's still welcome. She brings Valdel strange little gifts, feathers, butterfly wings, weirdly shaped stones, like a little bird, trying to apologize without even knowing how. She's learning what it means to be a person, not a weapon. It's pretty messy. She tried flirting with me once, leaned in far too close in far too low cut of a dress, and she repeated some scandalous Tavern line she'd only half understood, tilted her head like she was wanting to see if my pulse would jump. I had to explain, very gently, very eloquently, that no, you cannot borrow the spiciest lines you overhear in a tavern, and then threaten to, what was it she said? Join our shadows together. But still, she chose to leave. She chose to stand with us, instead of opening the way for something terrible. Behind the murderous past, behind the creepy doll act, she's good. I know she is. I trust her. And I'm not throwing her away. She needs us. Sorry. Got a little carried away. Who's the next tallest? Kahele Iani Lixwide. He's a newer addition. Picked him up while we picked up Thule. Tea guy from Anatahiki. Pelagos Archipelago for the uninitiated. Shark folk. Not sure if you've seen him before. Don't worry, he only bites his food. The guy can hold his breath longer than some people hold a grudge. Regenerates faster than is fair too. Annoying, really. Some of us have to actually rest after getting stabbed. He was raised by Professor Benhael Lixwide. Yes, that guy. The Lixwide. So, while Valdel worships the man from a distance, Kahele grew up listening to him snore in an armchair after a night of feverish note-taking. Kahele's good with rifles, bombs, investigation, but he's the best at being a decent guy. He's the one who reminds us why we're doing this all, when the blood and the smoke get too thick to see through. You know, he was a pretty heavy drinker. He got stung once by an island manticore. The pain was so bad that he had to rely on the bottle for about a year. We swapped it for fizzy Colo Fizz tonic. Orchid flavor, usually, but he also likes amber. The guy's got a pretty girl back home. Her name's Faye. Archaeologist. I want to make sure he gets back to her. Last but not least is the orcish bombshell. Don't tell her I said that. Sharaget Sawtooth. If Valdel J. Underblossoms our brain, Sharaget ST is the backbone, with a very large shotgun attached. She's an orc. Stands over 7 feet. Muscle, scars, and a glare that makes grown men forget their own names. People see her and they assume thug, root, bandit. And once upon a time, they wouldn't have been entirely wrong. She's done things she hates herself for. Not just because she's an orc. She's left a trail behind she wishes she could burn out of history. But I've watched her throw herself between innocence and danger, as if she's trying to balance some sort of invisible ledger that only she can see. You know, she carves these little wooden and bone charms. She'll never admit they're for people she cares about, but she leaves them in your pack when you're not paying attention. I found one shaped like a wyvern in my satchel once. 2 years ago, about. I've still got it. If she starts clicking her teeth, by the way, that just means she's anxious. Sometimes she clicks out a certain word in flash code when she's not even realizing it. Don't point it out, she'll die of sheer embarrassment, and then I'll have to deal with it. And her dog, her lovely dog, Rusty, massive, fluffy, slobbery. He likes everyone, mostly, even people he shouldn't. If that freaking dog decides that you're part of our pack, there's not much Sharrogate can do about it.